A very special episode of Gaming with Ourselves. It's October, so you know what that means. It's Halloween, and we got a perfect game for you. What game do we have?
Sweet Home Alabama.
Actually, it's just Sweet Home
Alabama.
Let's just get this started.
Alright.
Fine. Jeez.
Yeah, we're going to start this game. Hey, we can change the names for once.
Alright.
It'd be nice if you actually got to know who you're changing. Oh, okay, there. No.
Well, if there happens
Alright,
to be a guy who's named Taro that has a camera, I want to be him. But that's if that should happen.
Well, since I'm the one playing, I might as well take the first person.
You'll be the guy
I'll
in the
take
lab.
the person whose special skill is to use the shotgun.
You mean vacuum cleaner? Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I said. Vacuum cleaner.
Josh, your guy looks like a guy in a lab coat with a red balloon.
Woo! I got a balloon.
Hey, looks like a doctor. Hope you name that after your wife.
She's becoming a nurse, so alright. Pretty sure that's a female character.
Yeah. Look at the curves under that lab coat. These 8-bit.
You know, for an 8-bit game, you can see really well, Aaron. You make out every detail.
Oh.
Hey! Wow, you know, if that's a camera in his hand, and instead of a guy looking like he's a marching band leader with no shoes, I am all for it.
Yeah, it looks like that's a camcorder you got there.
Looks like I'm giving the middle finger.
That or a hot dog.
Hey, there's the vacuum guy. We know
Oh,
who that
yeah, it's like a shield and a vacuum. And a headband.
It looks like a black mage with a freaking vacuum cleaner.
There you go, Matt. I'll let you suck up all the shit and...
Give me the power to suck.
And...
We'll just leave that as Emmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know of any other girls we can put in, so...
Meltman with the power to melt.
Alright, I got an idea. Since we're changing names over, change it to Amy. That'll be closer, and
Instead of Emmy?
Amy there. So we at least change them all.
Okay.
How about you change it to Nathan?
Okay. I hit start. Sorry.
Oh, that's a shame.
Look at this. We got Jaama. Got a lot of A's.
Sure.
Yeah, one game has
Jamma.
Yeah, one game has JoJo. This has Jama.
It's got Jama.
All right. Let's start this bad boy up. And while we're getting it started, Matt, why don't you give a bit of a lore on this game?
Well, as everyone knows,
Leonard Skinner wrote a song. Oh wait.
No, not that. Damn it, Aaron, you almost lose track. Okay, so yeah, so you already know this familiar right here with the whole door loading, opening thing, right? Well, we already know what that came from, right? Resident Evil. Well, it just so happened that the people who worked on Resident Evil worked on this first. And when they were going to make a remake on the PlayStation, that ended up becoming Resident Evil. They decided to make up the original.
They just kept like the core game mechanics.
Yeah.
Limited
Even a
inventory.
lot of the modern ones still keep a lot of the mechanics from this game.
Yeah.
Like Resident Evil Zero, this game has it where you can swap, team members.
Yep. The only difference is this
leave
one
and drop items.
This one is a turn-based RPG, not a shooter.
Yeah. So yeah.
And
so this is pretty unique.
And there was a Sweet Home movie that came out the same day that this game was released.
Very good, Aaron.
But
you know your history.
We're gonna play the game first, and then we'll watch the movie together. Not with you, YouTube. Sorry, you'll have to find it on your own.
Yeah.
Alright, so since I'm going to be head up of the exploration team, I'm going to take the healer.
And
Oh yeah. But the whole party system thing, what I meant was there's 5 people in the game, but you can only have 3 in one group. So you have to decide on who goes where.
and Josh is taking
And
all the
like
ladies.
I said, each character has their own unique item, which me with the vacuum, which you can't even get out of here, I think, unless
Yeah.
I vacuum up that glass. Unless you can go up and then right.
So
No. No. Okay, you have to use it right there.
Interestingly enough, this is the first game that the creator of Resident Evil made, and the game I chose to stream for the month of October, The Evil Within on PS4, happens to be the last game he ever made.
Yep. That's very interesting.
And we
there's
didn't
a good
plan it
chance
that way. It just sort of happened.
Nope. And now that I think about it, there's a good chance I'll be live streaming the original Resident Evil for the month of October. So, wow.
Oh, there you go.
The remake?
I didn't
Or
think
the
about that.
remaster? I mean,
Yeah.
So we'll have the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Yeah. Matt and I was talking about that last night. That what I should do for Halloween, and well, I said maybe the original Resident Evil, not thinking the fact that it's just gonna be Shinji Mikami month.
There you go.
well, Matt, you know what you should stream?
What?
Haunted House on Atari 2600. Unless he worked on 4, correct?
Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
Shinji Mikami, yes.
Yes.
You should.
That was
you
the
should-
last game he worked on with before he left Capcom.
You should stream that game, Matt, for the month of October. You can have the beginning, the franchise, the beginning of the franchise, the middle of the franchise, and then the last game. It would work well. And this was developed by Capcom, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This was made by Capcom.
So just
That's what I say. There's just 2 unique things about this game. Is 1, it's a horror RPG.
yeah,
2, it's on the NES.
yep,
Granted, it didn't come out to America.
yeah, because
So
our
by
censors
way
thought,
of we're getting a chance to play it.
yeah, our
Which I was gonna say, if there's any legal way you can acquire this game, do so. I
eBay,
recommend this
eBay,
game full-heartedly.
yeah.
Which,
It,
if you're going to watch these videos, you'll find out why.
it's weird to think that like Nintendo America was so strict. Like, okay, I could see in this game because we've played a little bit of it and we've seen the graphics and how disgusting some of the things can look, like the worms and the zombie. But
Right.
like to think that they almost didn't let the shield in the original Legend of Zelda over here because it had a cross on it. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's just how, restricted they were back then.
Now I will say one thing. I mean, this game is... It starts out pretty self-explanatory what to do, but it does get hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
I mean, this is almost Final Fantasy NES difficult.
Yeah, and just think, like, Capcom on the NES, they had the Mega Man games, they had Ghosts and Goblins, and lo and behold, they had this
They
as
had a
well.
lot of games. And DuckTales.
Street Fighter. Well, Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter, what is it called? 2010?
Now people want Capcom just to go back to what they were.
Yeah.
And
Capcom, if you're watching this and you need inspiration on what to bring back, this right here. I don't care if you need to remake it, make a sequel, do something.
just make a 16-bit version.
yeah,
I would be
or a
happy.
32-bit version. I don't care, you know.
Just
This
as long
game
as
is
it's not
very
all
unappreciated.
just as long as it's not all polygonal. I mean,
That's true.
but you know,
I'm saying
just
just
don't
make it where it's beautiful enough.
don't
you
make
know,
it
where-
Castlevania or Bubsy 3D, but make it. Ooh, if they could do cell shading, like hand-drawn animations.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I bet you Mike could do a bunch of good ones.
Yeah. But yeah, as I said, if you're watching this, please remake this game.
Or make a new one and make another movie.
Yeah.
And release
Yeah,
the movie
something-
here in America
something related
too.
to- You guys can do it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
So there's really not enough praise I can have for this game.
Give the movie to Ty West, the guy who directed and wrote House of the Devil. Let him just give him the game, let him play the game, and write a movie, and you'll be fine. He does good with houses. He does good with creepy horror. He's a good up and coming director.
No complaint from me.
Did the
Oh, you have
Innkeepers,
something to say, Josh?
and he also did The Sacrament, and he was, I believe, involved in VHS 1 and 2.
Oh, I heard VHS is a pretty good series.
1 and 2 are. 3, it starts to kind of lose its
Fall
footing.
off.
Yeah, instead of being VHS tapes, it's like uploaded on YouTube. Who would use YouTube? I mean, I'll edit that out later.
I'm sorry, Josh. Were you wanting to say something?
I was going to say one thing that's really, interesting that they've seen me do already is when you get into a battle, you can call the other people and bring them in and have everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot to say there's a lot. We're talking. There's a lot of Josh's just moving.
I'm just going
on,
along,
We're like, yeah, they're probably like, what is he doing?
Well, if they don't
Well,
want
there's a lot of problem solving in this game. It's not as straightforward as Final Fantasy, where it's just go to the dungeon, go here. You actually have, like I said, you actually have to manage.
Yeah, it
your
was one of
inventory.
those games that forced you to explore and be immersed in it. And Matt,
Yeah.
if they don't want to listen to us talk, they can just turn down the volume of us, throw on some Witchfinder General, and they'll be fine.
Nice. took the wood back.
I got
Uh-oh.
wood. Now, another thing,
Puss.
too, speaking of inventory, if one of your party members dies, and they can die, you cannot revive them. The game isn't over, but you have to find another item that is similar to the key item that they had, because the key item doesn't take up any inventory space. But if they die, and then you have to find the replacement item, it does take up inventory space. And you can imagine, like, if you're the only character left, the other 4 are dead, and you only have, 2 slots and then a weapon slot?
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. Unless you're like,
Right.
unless you don't
And-
care about going back and forth about a bajillion times.
And like I said, you may want to use a certain item from them. Like, say the healer dies.
Yeah.
If you find their corpse, you can use their med kit off of them.
But you can't take it.
But you can't take it.
Yeah.
But another thing is where's their corpse at? How far back did they die?
Yeah. And not only
You
that,
may have to wander all the way through the mansion to find them.
like with your character with the vacuum cleaner, if he dies, somebody can find the broom, which I'm sure has unlimited uses, whereas if the healer dies, yeah, you can use their med kit while you're by them, but it doesn't actually heal you. It just takes away status elements, and there's
Yep.
only so many tonics in the game.
Right. Yeah,
And tonics you want to use when your whole party is there because it heals everybody.
And I think Josh was saying you want to make sure to always use it in battle.
And also that
Never
doll
outside.
is creepy as fuck. If I ever opened up my door and it was that dark to where I could not see down the hallway more than 3 feet, and there was a doll with red hair and white eyes sitting there, nope, that'd be it. I would fucking leave. I might take a picture of it, but I'm gonna leave.
But that's another thing about the whole bringing this over here at the time. It would have given all the children who played this game nightmares, me included,
Oh yeah, like
if I had played this game.
because
I mean, yeah, today's standards, this is tame. I mean,
yeah, this doesn't look like much. But,
yeah.
well, technically no, because this is probably one of the most... I mean, the overhead view is kind of bland, and it's pretty standard for NES, but the actual animations of...
But think of how
The enemies?
advanced this is for NES.
Yeah, but I
For
mean...
one,
well, I mean, this...
you got 5 people on the screen at once.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, you can only have your one character. Yeah, you had 5, but you never saw all 5 of them walking out at once.
Yeah, and not only
This
that,
one,
the
you
battles...
actually see all your characters.
As far as I know, the battles, this was the only NES game that used a first-person perspective. Usually it was, like, side-to-side.
Actually, the only other one that did that was Dragon Warrior. So this is basically Final Fantasy meets Dragon Warrior in a horror element.
Oh! That looks like it's worms. It looks like intestines.
Come help
Yeah,
us out,
like
Aaron.
that. Oh, thanks. That would have been terrifying back then. Even today, it's still disgusting to look at.
Well, I was gonna say today, to me, I more appreciate the artistic value of how they were able to do that in 8-bit.
Yeah, not to mention, and I mean, a lot of people think like, oh yeah, you just, like back then it wasn't hard to design games, but you had to have somebody that knew how to program. You had to have somebody that knew how to draw and come up with these, and then have somebody program what you drew into the game and have the story and work out all the bugs. And like today, we fucked up even on modern consoles. Like, oh, okay, well, we'll patch the game for you. Back then, it was like, if the game was fucked up, it was fucked up. That was it.
Yeah. Unless they recalled the cartridges, there was no way to fix it.
Yeah, and some games were exclusive to...
Ah.
And that's a zombie. Some games were exclusive to, like rental places like Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Flintstone Surprise at Dinosaur Peak was one.
Huh, I did not know that.
Well, I think that's a good spot to call our first Halloween episode.
Yep.
Yeah. Hope you guys are having a frighteningly good time.
We will continue diving into the very first Shinji Mikami horror game, apparently, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Hopefully look forward to some more. And remember, there's always room for one more.
Spooktacular episode.